Hey everyone, I'm standing in this beautiful grassland here to talk about this particular species called a grasshopper sparrow. And grasshopper sparrows have been in a serious state of decline for a number of years. Between 1966 and 2005, they've declined 72%, and there's been a steady decline since 2005 as well, although I don't know what that number is. But there are some success stories that have been done through conservation efforts, and this is a good example here where I'm standing. They need grasslands to nest, and they'll nest in a number of different kinds. This particular grassland is called a sandplain grassland. Now out behind me there are some patches of open ground, there's some scrubby growth, it's a sandy soil. There's a certain plant composition associated with this habitat known as a sandplain grassland. And we're going to look at some photos of the birds, talk about the grasshopper sparrows a little bit, and I'll also talk about the habitat and conservation efforts a little bit as well. I hope you enjoy. Like many grassland birds that nest on the ground, their backs are very well camouflaged when seen from above. When incubating in their nest, they're difficult to see. They'll perch in the open on top of tall weeds and small shrubs where they'll sing to attract a mate or for territorial advertisement. If something like a hawk comes flying by, a typical defense behavior is dropping to the ground and running, where they become extremely difficult to see. The grassland here is pretty large for the Northeast, especially Cape Cod. And what they do here to maintain this includes cutting and prescribed burns. Now, the prescribed burns do a couple of things. A lot of native plants actually regenerate well under those conditions, but it also helps control invasive species from overtaking the habitat. By maintaining this sort of sandplain grassland habitat, they're helping a number of things. Not only the grasshopper sparrows, but this habitat is particularly important for certain rare wildflowers and associated pollinators, and other birds like eastern meadowlark, savanna sparrow, and even brown thrasher do well here. I know there's a lot of doom and gloom stories out there about wildlife populations, but I think it's important to show some success stories too. Conservation works.